Hello. I saw a post on the Ken Move Facebook page about changing a top level menu item based on seasons and seasonal sales. In their particular example, they were talking about gift cards and how sales improve if gift cards are targeted to the sales period, i.e., New Year, Christmas, Valentine's, etc. And whether that was possible or whether there was a plugin to do that for them. And it can be done. There is a way to do it. In fact, WordPress has a native filter to do just that. So I've written an article, and this video is just going to show you it in its glory and how it works so that you can see it in action and understand and link it back to the written tutorial and the snippet that I've provided. So the first thing I'm going to do is reload this page. And we're going to be targeting this appointment item here, and we need to know its menu ID to do that. There's two ways to do that, and the first one is on the front end. If we were to inspect that, we would see that it's item 29. You can see there I'm hovering over menu item 29 and it shows up there as menu item 29. So 29 is the number that we need to target. If we go to the back end, we can also find the same detail by going to menus in appearance and hovering over that particular item, and in the bottom left hand corner you'll see again edit menu item equals 29. So we know it's menu item 29 that we want to target. And going back to the front end, appointment is currently what it's set at, and we could target it by appointment, so I'll show you that quickly first. So if I go to the snippets and turn that on, but I don't like targeting via names, so because it's appointment, because it's not exactly foolproof. So there you go, it's changed to New Year because we've done it by the menu name, but obviously it's very much linked to how it's spelled, and if you accidentally change the menu's spelling for whatever reason, or let's say that you change that menu item's name, it will no longer target. Whereas if you target by 29 or ID, it will always be top 29 unless you delete it and remove it. So we will target for the rest of this through the ID number that we found by inspecting or from the back end. So as you can see, straight away we've gone to New Year. Our appointment has become New Year, and you'll see that that is an instant update. There's no JavaScript running here. WordPress helpfully provides a filter, and I go into more details about how that filter works and what that filter expects in the article, so I'm not going to go over too much of it. But all you need to know is that this filter runs after the menu has been built, but before it has been output on the front page, which means the update is happening client side. The visitor to your site never gets to see the original. So it's not like a JavaScript update here where you might get a flash of the original. It is perfect for this sort of manipulation. So the way this is built is it runs on rules. So I've got two rule sets here. One is the one we're currently using, which is for New Year, and the other is for Valentine's Day. And if I turn this off and go back to our site, we'll go back to appointment. And if I hover over appointment in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that it goes to a /appointment URL. And if I re-enable this, you will see that that is exactly what happens when it's done in terms of New Year. So New Year, and it still goes to /appointment. But because of this filter and the items that we can add to this filter, we can also change the target URL. And you can see that in Valentine's here, where I've changed the URL to a Valentine's sales page. It probably this pretended as a sales funnel there for Valentine's gift cards. I very much doubt that's a real thing, but let's assume there is, and that's what we're going to do. Also in the snippet, I've allowed you to view what it looks like in different times using a preview date. So currently it's empty, so it's not forcing any new date on it. But let's say we want to see what it looks like in Valentine's. If I just comment this one out, and then I'm going to uncomment this one here, which is within the preview window for Valentine's. And I'm going to save that, snippet saved. I'm going to go back to the front end. I'm going to refresh, and you'll see straight away it's Valentine's. And you'll notice in the bottom left-hand corner that it is now pointing to that Valentine's sales funnel. So you can also override not only the menu name, but also where it goes for certain items. One of the places I've used something very similar is adding in date and time, and I've used it to launch something that is coming up, say from date XYZ, and you've built the site, but you don't want them to be able to get to the sales funnel beforehand. You could use this and include time into it as well. And that would automatically mean that from that time onwards, it shows the right date, particularly if you put a long window in terms of how it is to target. So it allows you to build the site and have that happen later. Now, with preview, let's say we're outside of both of these windows and we want to look what the site looks like outside of these windows. If we comment that out, and as you see here, there's one in June, and we've got nothing that covers June. So you'll see that when we go back to the site, it will turn back to appointment because there's nothing for that date. So it is totally possible to override a top level or a sub level item as well. So for example, here we've got service details. If we inspect that, we find out that it is item number 31, I think. So let's go over to here, and this changed Valentine's to 31 and change our preview date back to Valentine's. And resave, and our preview date is Valentine's, but there's nothing affecting appointment now because it's not targeting appointment, but our service update has been updated to Valentine. So it's not just top level, it will also work for sub level as well. It's a really useful filter in that respect. You can do your menu, you could have this running for several times for several different menu items for several different reasons, not necessarily just date. You could also have it change based on the visitor. So if they are already a member, don't show them a membership purchase option. If they've already purchased package Y, show them an upsell in the menu for package Z. So there are lots of options that you could link this all together and how this is done. But in terms of the particular question about changing a top level menu item based on the date, the snippet is there. It works how they intended in the question. I've posted an article on Tech Articles for it. Thanks for watching.